March the 7th, getting closer and closer to spring every day. I'm going to be reading from John 4:13 and 14. Jesus answered and said to her, "Everyone who drinks of this water will thirst again, but whoever drinks of the water that I will give him shall never thirst. But the water that I will give him will become in him a well of water springing up to eternal life." Now, one of the things that I love about this entire account is Jesus is talking to somebody who is an outcast, is not someone that would normally be in a discussion about worship or proper spirituality or anything like that. First of all, she was a woman. Second of all, she was a Samaritan. And I think those two things made it very interesting that Jesus would actually have this conversation with her in John chapter 4. Don't have time to go into the ramifications of what that Samaritan, but they were considered half-breeds. Nobody wanted to be around them. And here Jesus stops at this well and talks to this Samaritan woman and asks her for a drink of water. Simple conversation starter, and it ends up turning into an encounter where he exposes some things that he knows because he's the Son of God about her life, and then basically offers her the ability to change her life's direction. And he does that for each of us. In the Beatitudes, which we find in Matthew 5, among other places, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they'll be filled. Do we hunger and thirst for righteousness? Do we hunger and thirst enough to be like this Samaritan woman who's willing to talk to a man that most of the time wouldn't, that nationality, the Hebrews, the Jewish people, would not have given her the time of day. And yet she's willing to talk to him and discuss this idea of living water. We get offered this living water through Christ. We are offered that because he went to the cross in our place. Christ knew where this living water was going to come from. And he knew that this woman needed that kind of living water in her life. We all do. Do we hunger and thirst for it? You ever been hungry or thirsty? Do we truly hunger and thirst for the righteousness of God? Do we truly hunger and thirst for what his word has to say? Do we truly hunger and thirst for being with his people? Do we hunger and thirst for those opportunities to gather around his table on the Lord's Day? We should. That should be a top priority, so much so that it's like eating and drinking and hungering and thirsting for those things. I hope you have that in you. If not, then it's time to truly search what's keeping you from having that strong hunger and thirst desire to be the Christian you're supposed to be. That hunger and thirst for his word, for the Lord's Supper, for being with his people. Don't forget tonight, folks. Push your clocks ahead 1 hour. It's Spring Forward, lose an hour of sleep day. Tonight whenever we go to bed, so make sure you do that. Otherwise you're going to be showing up for church when we're finishing, so we don't want you to miss anything. And don't forget to be at church tomorrow, 9:50 for Sunday school, 11 o'clock for worship. And if you happen to be working or busy in the morning or not able to get up to get there, we have our evening service at 6 o'clock. I hope to see you at one or all of them. Have a great day.